Hi, thanks for clicking on the video. I am really excited to dive into this tarot deck with your energy and translate any spiritual messages coming through. All right. So if something resonates, don't forget to comment down below. Let me know what's going on with you. And all right, let's just get you some messages. What is coming in currently? I see currently people, at least 4. This place has tension, conflict. Looks like people are tense because of the past. And in one word, I could sum this up is controlling. So active, very current energy is staring you right in the face. And one thing with the lineup of these cards, the King doesn't save the relationship, he saves himself. There is a rumbling tension brewing between people, often caused by someone interfering in others' private concerns or problems. Yes, this friction frequently having had occurred between loved ones. Whatever it is for you, it is forcing someone or you into situations you desperately want to avoid. Furthermore, someone's possessive and controlling behavior is taking a severe toll on the relationship. If this behavior does not stop, it's going to lead to the relationship's demise. Yeah, so currently someone is experiencing that conflict either at home or in the workplace, where a particular situation has escalated into a full dispute. Yes, so in the recent past, since this was due to the past, you likely felt forced into something, which differs from a situation that someone merely questions or investigates. So I think due to a recent falling out, what I'm seeing are these individuals who are now out of sync with each other. They're no longer sharing that past connection. They're no longer sharing that emotional connection because the underlying energy continues to rumble. It feels stifled, right? So there is simply no safe space for anyone to express their feelings. However, looking into the near future, disciplined action and strong leadership will ultimately bring forth wealth, security, and abundance. And so you win this battle not by fighting, but by out-earning, out-building, and outliving that drama. All right, Cancer. You know, this is likely a partner, a family member, or like a very close friend who is operating this way. So let's see how your energy is coming in. This is somebody who is operating in the shadow side of water sign energy, Scorpio, Pisces, Cancer, or an overly rigid earth sign. They are acting as an emotional captor. So there is something, maybe another person, even someone from your past. It's keeping you emotionally captive. It looks like you are nurturing. You are the nurturer who has kind of overextended yourself, like your natural urge to protect the relationship. It's probably turned into putting up with this bad behavior just to keep the peace there. Okay. I mean, Venus in Cancer thrives on intimacy. But here, closeness has become a trap. Looks like the person affecting you knows exactly where your soft spot, they know your soft spot. They're using your deep emotional attachment to keep you getting up, constantly triggered, anxious, or playing the caretaker. And when your intuition is screaming at you to sit down and protect your energy. Look at that. I think when you're threatened, you want to retreat. Or if you don't understand why someone won't come to the table and deal with these emotions with you, if they feel threatened, they retreat. They go take a nap. They say, oh, I got to go to work. Bye. That could be you. That could be both of you. I think for a Venus in Cancer, a relationship must be a safe harbor, right? We want to be safe. Who doesn't? The most devastating part of this reading, I think, for you is that the environment has become stifled. The person affecting you has made it unsafe for you to show your vulnerability. So if a Venus in Cancer cannot cry, share your heart or feel emotionally safe, the relationship is already in demise. So this crude, someone feeling forced upon you. And you are famously have this famous memory, emotional memory. It's like, what they talk about muscle memory? Well, you can't help it. It's like you're so used to feeling that way your whole life, you can't just make it go away like that. So there's this falling out in the recent past that happened, right? And because of some person, you're forced to feel this way. You didn't have a choice. Now, there also could be an ultimatum. Maybe you were given an ultimatum. I do see ultimatums flying around here. A domestic situation. Put right on your lap. Put right into your cup. And you're sitting there holding it, And it disregarded your need to be able to move at your own pace. You are now out of sync with these people because you have emotionally checked out, to protect your heart. And I see that wealth, security, and abundance through this disciplined leadership coming in the near future. So I think that means no more letting people shit all over you. You step up into that energy, Cancer. You take control of your own security. You take control of your own money. And you take control of your home life. And you realize that you don't need them to provide a safe space. You are entirely capable of building an abundant, secure, and beautiful empire for yourself. All right. I hope you are doing well. The way that other people are seeing you right now is this ultimate romantic You're like a hopeless romantic, or you have a lot of feelings that you do wear your heart on your sleeve, right? So you're being perceived as someone who is very deeply in touch with your feelings. I don't know how these other people, I guess if you're seeking emotional support, you're viewed as gentle, some days approachable, some days very soft, very open. There is how others see you with like childlike wonder, innocence, very open heart. In this phase of offering yourself, maybe sending sweet messages, sending off this new vibe, a new feeling. This represents the action taken on those feelings, because we have the Knight of Cups, we have the Page of Cups. So others see you actively pursuing love. You want love. Writing in to save the day many of the time. Yeah. Or even playing the role of the knight in shining armor. So Venus in your Cancer, loving. You are. This is good. This is beautiful change. This is how we see. Everybody does see that because, well, however, this is a minor mix-up. How the cards are numbered. Because in tarot, the Hermit is card number 9, right? And the 9 of Swords is a completely separate card that represents severe anxiety and nightmares. The 3 of Swords in reverse represents purging from that negative energy, forcing those past hurts and shifting away from active trauma. So it looks like everyone around you likely sees that you are finally ready to let go of the drama and mend. People are picking up on that vibe, on this combination that I'm picking up for you. They see someone who is actively processing that pain rather than hiding from it. They recognize that you're moving out of a dark period. So they do recognize that you are moving out of a dark period of betrayal or grief. Not step by step rebuilding your emotional strength. Okay. Like, what does this amount to? I mean, you might feel uninspired because we're getting the 4 of Cups, unmotivated, or kind of checked out from your current situation. Maybe you decide to check out, tap out, of the fight from that current situation that you have with somebody close. You're likely focusing so much on what's missing, though, that you might be ignoring opportunities being presented to you, apologies being presented to you, because I kind of wondered if someone isn't waiting on an apology, or if we have this feeling, this deep feeling that someone owes us an apology, if it's not just life itself, as if life is one big fat fucking ultimatum for you anyways. But you could be likely focusing so much on what is missing. And that's what it was. Moving past that into this internal focus, I think this card often indicates a need for that introspection, for that reevaluation, or taking the time to protect your energy. So whatever whatever you had in your mind. And look away from your current frustrations. I think if you want to see what's offered to you, if you feel emotionally drained, just allow yourself to rest without completely isolating yourself, though. You need to focus on small, positive aspects of your life in order to break that cycle and disconnect. What question or situation did you have at the beginning of this? Let me know that down below in the comment box, because I'm really curious about that for sure. But yeah, I think complete financial and personal sovereignty of that wealth and abundance is gonna, I think you will secure financial stability and material comfort. Leadership that we talked about looks like success can come through stepping into maybe like a managerial role, or yeah, just being a mentor. I don't know. I feel like I just really see like it's all a mentality. Like you could be setting firmer foundations and the boundaries, which is making your foundation firmer. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. So you change from someone working for that security to someone who provides that security for others, even if it's focusing on the children, focusing on the smaller things that need you, because you yourself need somebody who's bigger than you. We just kind of got to put that into perspective. I think your final outcome is not just luck. No, it's the direct result of your competence, being reliable, your reliability, and that hard work that you have to put into that, into that specific situation, job, business, investment, best friend. Sometimes the way that we have problems in our personal life, it leaks into our work. It leaks into our money. People treat money the way they treat people. People treat people the way that they treat money. That's one way to look at it too, So whatever your current obstacle is that you're facing in this area, again, because you can step into being a more competent leader, whether it is huge out in the corporate world or whether it is small in a domestic home environment. Like your friend, just take control and work on that. There might be an honest conversation that needs to be had, right? About how you feel. Or just make a pact or dibs on a person, doesn't really work. Let's see. There's this person, it's like they both get to decide who they want to be with. The friend must commit to accepting the outcome with sabotaging each other. Like if you're single and you're out and you're like, oh, I want to approach this person, and like you both think they're hot, or there's something you both want to do. I think if one friend tries to vent maliciously about the other, they should gently stop the conversation and encourage them to speak directly to the person involved. So, like, again, if you're pissed off at somebody from 20 years ago because that fucked your life up, you got that right to be. But as time heals, or as you are taking control of your future by taking control of your emotions, you can gently stop the conversation and speak. They'll say, like, you because that's not that person from 20 years ago. You can't take that out on this current friend, partner, or whoever. And or if they're doing that to you, you can gently stop the conversation and encourage them to speak directly to the person involved. So if they're coming home from work and they're venting to you about people, just gently stop the conversation and say, hey, you need to tell them that, not me. And you can change the conversation, tell them a joke, make them laugh, cook them a meal, give them a hug. But for the time being, we should hang out with each person individual to keep social environment stress-free if there is multiple people who can't get along, because we saw 4 people in the beginning and we saw that they weren't getting along. Currently, somebody is feeling like they should speak up clearly rather than hide it, which can create an awkward passive-aggressive dynamic, right? So I see that. We've got to be careful with these other people and continue to work on yourself. That is the best you can do, right? They say you can only do you. You can't control what other people do. You can only do you. And if the feelings aren't mutual, taking a temporary break from hanging out helps the rejected friend process their emotions and reset that dynamic back to that platonic level. What's happening between you and your friend? Share that down below for me. I want to know if you're directly involved with an issue or if there is a third party. You could be arguing with a spouse because you think they're having an affair with someone at work, and they're not anymore, and they still have to go to that same job. You know what? It's only making it harder on them. They're taking that shit to work. So if you really want to live long and prosper in this marriage, in this relationship, whatever these connections are, you're doing a really good job of taking control of your emotions. Yeah. All right. Now, before we leave, don't forget to like the video. I do appreciate your time. I hope you subscribe to the channel, and I hope you take really good care of yourself today. I will be here to read more for you, so I definitely think you're going to want to subscribe. And I love that spirit through my spirit to your spirit has been able to show me how hard life is, like an ultimatum. Like, you kind of know that, and there are friends out there giving ultimatums, and there's so much going on, but by gaining that control, you're guaranteeing yourself a position, that king and that queen, and that security. So, all right, love it. Thank you for letting me read for you guys. I'll see you in the next one.